Hello everyone, welcome to my new channel. My name is Gordon the Grand and I'm mostly going to be doing Thomas DVD UK reviews, but also some other things as well. But today, however, I'm going to be reviewing Little Engine's Big Days Out. So, a quick history lesson. In the UK, Little Engine's Big Days Out was released on the 22nd of May 2006 and re-released in 2008. They both have the same contents on them, so it doesn't really matter, and this DVD has a runtime of 56 minutes. Anyways, enough yapping, let's get on to the first episode. Episode 1, Thomas and the Birthday Picnic. This episode is not that bad considering this is when Thomas started to go downhill. In this episode, Thomas has to take the Fat Controller, his mother and his wife to find a picnic spot, but Thomas can't find one, so the Fat Controller gets mad, and Thomas has to cancel the picnic. Thomas feels very bad, but then he comes up with an idea for all the engines to whistle the Happy Birthday song and have a picnic at Knapford Station. The only issue I have with this episode is that the Fat Controller is a bit strict. I mean, Thomas is trying his best, but I can understand why he would be mad. He seems a bit harsh on Thomas though, I think. I do like the end where they all whistle Happy Birthday, but overall I give this episode a 6 out of 10.
Episode 2, Flower Power. The first minute or two I was liking this episode, but at the end of it I was disappointed in it. Thomas has to deliver flour to the bakery so Sodor can have its bread, but Thomas has to work with Diesel, and when they are on their way to get the flour, Diesel keeps on scaring Thomas. So to get revenge on him, Thomas covers himself with flour and Diesel gets scared and runs away. Thomas has to take the train on his own. He gets to the bakery and the Fat Controller gives Thomas a wash. I just think this episode is boring. I mean, not a lot is happening, so overall, it's mediocre. It's a 5 out of 10.
Episode 3, The Magic Lamp. This is probably the worst one so far. In this episode, Skarloey tells a story about an engine named Proteus and how if you find his lamp, all of your wishes will come true. But Peter Sam isn't buying it. As he makes his way to the incline, he keeps on seeing random lamps, and he thinks that they are the lamp of Proteus. Peter Sam gets scared because he's lost. He sees one more lamp, and it's Harold the helicopter, and he helps Peter Sam to get where he needs to go. After he makes his delivery, he knows that it's good to believe in things that may or may not be true. I almost fell asleep watching this episode. It's so boring. I'm seeing a running theme. They're all just so boring. That's all I need to say really. Overall, it's bad. 3 out of 10.
Episode 4, Keeping Up with James. I really like this episode, definitely the best one so far. In this episode, the Fat Controller wants the tracks cleared of snow, and after that, he wants James to pull the present train. James wants to clear the tracks very quickly so he can pull the present train. Edward tries to tell James to slow down, but he just won't listen. And later that day, James and Edwards are pulling a train together, and James goes too fast, and because the tracks were slippery, James crashes. The Fat Controller arrives on Salty and tells James that he cannot take the train. James convinces the Fat Controller to let him be the back engine for the present train. He agrees. James realises to slow down when the tracks are icy. I love this episode. It's not boring, the characters are well written, and there is a good crash. What more could you ask for? Overall, I adore this one. It's an 8 out of 10.
Episode 5, Tuneful Tunes. Talk about a bore fest! In this episode, Rusty has to take the brass band to the place where the concert is being held. But Rusty is so happy that he completely forgets about the concert. Rusty ends up breaking down in the middle of nowhere, so Rusty and the band have to use their instruments so that the other engines can hear where they are. In the end, they all go to Rusty and at the concert where he is. Oh, this one's a bad one. How would Rusty not know that the concert is still being held? He completely forgot about the concert. Another case of bad writing, I guess. This one gets a 3 out of 10.
Episode 6, Thomas Tries His Best. Finally, we're almost done. In this episode, Thomas has to deliver some chickens to Brendan Docks. Thomas wants to be quick so he can attend the Sodor Fair that's happening that day. He arrives at Brendan Docks, but Thomas is sad. He thought that he had missed the fair. But one of the workmen told Thomas that the generator at the fair had stopped working, and that Thomas has to take the new one to the fair. Thomas arrives at the fair with a generator and all goes well. I can see why they put this episode last, but it doesn't make it good. Again, just boring. Whoever wrote this must be crazy if they thought that kids would enjoy it. And to end things off, this gets a 4 out of 10.
The final question. Do I recommend this DVD? If you've never ever bought a Thomas DVD before, then I would say do not. There's definitely better ones out there. But if you have a couple of them and you just want to watch a new DVD, I guess, then I would say yeah. It definitely has its bad episodes and has a good one or two. But overall, I don't think it's really bad. And well, yeah, that's it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you next time.